We have received requests from some neighboring countries to support them in evacuating their citizens, and the numbers are very small. We have requested our principals, the ministries, especially Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and we have an express approval that when we are evacuating those numbers, we should not ignore our neighbors in the spirit of good neighborliness. Other possibilities of making sure that we have alternate routes have also been explored. It's not just either Aswan or Port Sudan that we are considering. Whichever port is becoming more available, we have made our options open, that we are making concrete arrangements for the one that where we are now, and that is Aswan and now potentially Port Sudan. The issue of payment is what I'm sure many of you will want to hear. There's a lot of rumor. Let me set a background. Sudan naturally does not have a banking system that is international. So you don't transfer money from Nigeria to Sudan or from anywhere in the world to Sudan. They rely heavily on the issue of money transfer. They rely heavily on whom you know and whom you can trust and who can vouch in for you to do so. When we received this, when we started this work, we now arrange with the people of Sudan, the relevant agencies through our mission, through our contacts. And let me ask you a question. If in Nigeria you say you are giving somebody deposit for an assignment, what does it mean? It means you calculate the total sum and give a percentage, and when this work is completed, you now give the balance. Is that true? In Sudan, that is not deposit. When we calculated the amount of money required, and please, I pray that none of you will ask me that amount, because we are being distracted by the money mentioned from the real assignment. We are dealing with people's lives, and people are talking about money. This is not the time. We have a room for postmortem. And I'll tell you also the ways we are going about this in discharging our responsibility. So we paid a deposit. As soon as they received the deposit for 40 vehicles, they calculated exactly the amount we gave, and that is 13 point something vehicles with an extra about some thousands of dollars. They now stopped at 13. They gave us 13 vehicles. I will come to you. Don't be eager to ask questions. They gave us 13 vehicles and closed the matter. All efforts to get them moved, they said, no, that is deposit. Give us another deposit. And that is not the language. We were speaking two different languages. Now that we've understood their language, we have decided to pay everything. So we have paid everything. As I'm speaking with you, tell anybody that you have who is over there to send you pictures, and I have my own. The vehicles are rolling out of Khartoum. And we told them, we delayed them for 3 reasons. We were in a dilemma of what to do. Now that we have sent the first batch to Egypt, it is 4 days in the Egyptian border. Nobody has been allowed entry, not a single person. Should we continue to amass people in that border? Do you know what border means in those desert areas? It means there is no housing, no accommodation. What the pictures you see are small villages where there is no roof. The tree is where some of them perch. Do we send 2,000 people, 3,000 people, 30 buses to amass in Egypt? So we waited to recalculate, to move to another port. And as I'm talking to you, I have reliable information that we are going to get easy access through the difficult passage that we mentioned earlier. We may get an alternate access through the Sudanese border of the Port Sudan. Our principals have spoken with their leaderships, and we will get that free access. And that is why we had to delay, and the last batch may move to a different port, or we may maintain two at the same time. But the decision right now is to move them to a different port until decisions are finalized.